Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah amma ba'd. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, respected brothers and sisters. This is video number 3 of the series of short surahs, practice of short surahs. So inshallah today we will focus on Surah Ma'un, Surah Kauthar, and Surah Kafiroon inshallah. So let's get started. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. So in this first verse, أرأيت الذي, the first two words, the most common mistake in this is people do not make the ra full mouth and they say أرأيت. So make sure the ra is full mouth. أرأيت. The second word, الذي, أرأيت الذي, most common mistake in this is the dhal. Dhal is not pronounced properly, so tip of the tongue and tip of the upper two front teeth. أرأيت الذي. Next word, يكذب. So same mistake that most commonly happens in the is the letter dhal in يكذب. So again, this is the dhal, tip of the tongue and tip of the two upper front teeth. So يكذب بالدين. Biddin, most common mistake in that is people do not say the dal properly and it ends up being like bittin, like a ta. So make sure that dal sounds like a dal and not like a ta. So biddin. Again, أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين. Second verse, فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم. So again, this surah is full of letter dhal, so we have to make sure that we're very, very careful. فذلك الذي, so ذلك again, dhal. فذلك الذي, second word as well, الذي also has a dhal, so make sure to pronounce that properly. Third word, يدع, there is dal and then a ayn after that. So ayn, we need to make sure that we say it in a strong and clear manner. So yad'u. And the last word, al-yatim. Most common mistake, if anything, is that people do not say the ta properly, and in trying to recite with tajweed, they will make the ta into a ta. So it is not a ta, it is ta. Yatim, not yatim. Yatim. So, فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمِ. The third verse, وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. So this verse has a lot of the letters of the throat. So, وَلَا, very simple. يَحُضُّ. So in this, there is a ha, the sharp ha, the one after the jim. So, يَحُضُّ. And the ha is followed by a dod. Again, most commonly known as the toughest letter in Arabic. So dod, side of the tongue, and connected with the molars, the gums of the upper molars, any one side or both sides. Yahuddu, and make sure that the dod is pronounced full mouth because it is always full mouth. So again, wala yahuddu. Next word, ala, the ayn should be strong. Ta'amil, over here, there is a ta, it's not a ta. So, ta'amil, not ta'amil. So, ta, full mouth all the time. And then ayn, again, strong. Ta'amil, and then the last word in this verse, miskeen. Miskeen is a very simple word. It is used in many different languages, so we should not have any issue with pronouncing miskeen. The only thing to note is make sure the kaf in miskeen should be pronounced like a kaf and not like a qaf. So again, وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ. Next verse, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. So the first word, فَوَيْلٌ. Most common mistake in this is that people do not pronounce the wow properly. So wow it has a sound like a W in English and not a V sound. So most commonly people say فَوَيْلٌ va. When you say the wow, the bottom lip should not be touching the top two front teeth. Otherwise, it becomes like the letter V in English. It should be more like a W. So the best way to say wow is best way to describe it is the impartial meeting of both lips. So wa. And the best way to avoid the V sound is to make sure the lips come furthest out from the teeth. So wa. So again, fawailul. Second word, lil musallin. A most common mistake is people do not say the sad in musallin properly, and it becomes musallin. So be very careful of that. فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. Next part. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. So الَّذِينَ, we've been talking about the dhal all along. So make sure the dhal is strong and it's pronounced from the proper place. الَّذِينَ hum. This is the deep ha, the small ha at the end of the alphabet. An, again the ayn should be strong. Salatihim, so this is a sad in the famous word salat, right? Salatihim, and then the ha at the end of salatihim is the deep ha. Sahun. So sahun, again very simple, it's a sin in the beginning, and then hun is the deep ha. الذين هم عن صلاتهم ساهون. Next verse. الذين هم يراءون. So الذين, we already talked about it. Dhal. الذين hum. Hum is the deep ha. يراءون. So over here, ra, because it has a fatha, otherwise known as a zabr, it will be a full mouth. And also this mad over here is a little bit longer than the shorter mads. الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ. The last verse, وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. So this surah also has a lot of ayn, so be particularly careful about that. So وَيَمْنَعُونَ, again there's a ayn there, and then ma'un, another ayn over there. So make sure that you pronounce those ayns as strong as you possibly can. أَرَأَيْتَ الَّذِي يُكَذِّبُ بِالدِّينِ فَذَلِكَ الَّذِي يَدُعُّ الْيَتِيمَ وَلَا يَحُضُّ عَلَى طَعَامِ الْمِسْكِينِ فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ الَّذِينَ هُمْ يُرَاءُونَ وَيَمْنَعُونَ الْمَاعُونَ. Next surah, Surah Kauthar. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ. So this one, everybody knows this surah, but a lot of times people, they make plenty of mistakes in this surah. So the first word, inna, the stretch here is a little bit longer because, and I don't want to go into the rule and confuse everyone, but it is a little bit longer than the usual smaller stretches. So inna, second word, a'tayna. So over here there's alif followed by ayn. So it has to be very, very clear that we make the alif or the hamza sound. Hamza alif known as the same thing when there's a fatha, kasra, dhamma, any kind of sign on top of it. So that has to be very clear from the ayn. So the alif sound, then the ayn sound, they should follow one another. So alif first, then the ayn. So a'tayna. Then after the ayn there is a ta. So most common mistake in this is people say inna atayna, but that's completely wrong and changes the meaning. So a'tayna. So ta, full mouth, and then we talked about the bend, also known as lean, in the I sound. So make sure that it is, we're bending the sound properly. أعطينا. The next word, كالكوثر. So كالكو, this is kaf and then another kaf. كالكو. There's no qaf in this, so make sure we pronounce a clear kaf sound. Thar, it is tha. So again, tip of the tongue and tip of the two upper front teeth. Tha sound, not kawsar. Most common mistake is people say kawsar. So again, إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ. Next verse, فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. So فَصَلِّ, this is a صاد, not a sin. So not فَسَلِّ, فَصَلِّ. Next word, لِرَبِّكَ. So over here, making sure the ra is pronounced with a full mouth. وَانْحَرْ. Over here, a very simple word. The ha is the strong ha, the sharp ha. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. The last verse. إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. So inna, very simple. شَانِئَكَ. Most common mistake in this is people think it's شَانِيَكَ, but it's شَانِئَكَ. There is a hamza, so sha ni aka. It's not ya over here. There is a hamza, so sha ni aka. Next word, huwal. So ha, the deep ha. Abtar. Abtar, very simple word. Ba has a qalqala. We already talked about this rule where you need to make a bounce sound. So abtar. إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. So again from the start. إِنَّا أَعْطَيْنَاكَ الْكَوْثَرَ فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. One other thing to note is all of the endings, you notice, have a ra. كالكوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. So in all of them, the ra at the end is going to be pronounced with a full mouth. So again, كوثر فصل لربك وانحر إن شانئك هو الأبتر. The next surah, Surah Kafiroon. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون. So straight away, the first letter is most people make a lot of mistakes on. They don't say the qaf strong enough. So qul, the qaf again, back of the tongue, when it touches the upper part, the back of the mouth, right before the tonsils, and then it makes a pop sound. So qul, qul ya ayyuhal. So ya ayyuhal. The ya over here is a little bit longer than the normal short stretches. And hal, this is the deep ha. So, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا. And then, كَافِرُونَ. Simple word, but most common mistake here is people say the kaf like a qaf because they're trying to sound, they're trying to stress it too much. So, it's not كَافِرُونَ, كَافِرُونَ. Next verse. لا أعبد ما تعبدون. So la over here is a little bit longer than the normal short stretches. So la أعبد. أعبد, again we talked about alif followed by ayn, so making sure that is clear. And then budu, very simple, making sure the dhammas, the otherwise known as pesh, is pronounced nice and round and tight. لا أعبد ما, very simple, تعبدون. So ta', making sure the ayn is nice and strong. تعبدون, very simple. لا أعبد ما تعبدون. Next verse. ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. So ولا, simple. Antum, very simple as well. There's no hard letters in antum. عابدون. So over here we have to make it very, very clear. It's the opposite of alif followed by ayn. It's actually ayn followed by alif after that. So the ayn, we start off with the ayn sound, then stretch with the alif. So وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ, not أَعْبِدُونَ. The most common mistake here is people say أَعْبِدُونَ, but it's ayn first, then alif. So وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. Now أَعْبُد in the end of this verse is the opposite, alif first, then ayn. So وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. Next verse, وَلَا أَنَا عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدْتُمْ. So وَلَا and then أَنَا عَابِدٌ. So ayn with alif after. عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدْتُمْ. So in عَبَدْتُمْ, there is if you look carefully in the Quran, there is a dal followed by a ta, but the rule here is that when dal is followed by a ta, you actually don't say the dal sound, you just merge it into a ta sound. So وَلَا أَنَا عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدْتُمْ. So عَبَدْتُمْ. Next verse, وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ. We already talked about this verse because it comes 2 times in the same surah. لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ وَلِيَ دِينٍ. So lakum, making sure the kaf is pronounced clearly. It is not a qaf. لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ. Again, the kaf should be pronounced like a kaf, not like a qaf. وَلِيَ دِينٍ. Very simple. وَلِيَ and then deen, making sure the dal sounds like a dal and not like a ta. So again from the beginning, قُلْ يَا أَيُّهَا الْكَافِرُونَ لَا أَعْبُدُ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ وَلَا أَنَا عَابِدٌ مَا عَبَدْتُمْ وَلَا أَنْتُمْ عَابِدُونَ مَا أَعْبُدُ لَكُمْ دِينُكُمْ وَلِيَ دِينٍ. One last thing to note is لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد. أعبد, the dal at the end, it has a sukoon on it. So therefore we must do the rule of qalqala. So we make a bounce on أعبد on the dal sound. So inshallah that concludes this video. Inshallah, probably tomorrow I will post the next 3 surahs so that we have enough time to inshallah practice all 10 surahs before Ramadan starts. Inshallah I will be speaking with everyone soon. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.